2 a.m. a couple weeks ago, I have a dream. I'm living with relatives. Everything was going well until a selfish family member wanted their own way and started complaining over simple everyday things, making it harder for the disabled person and sick person to live with them. They made their whole journey there hell, and they had nowhere to go. Like with them, they did it on purpose because they never had it hard a day in their life. I went and had to move out and ended up in a facility that I had my own area with bed and was very ill. And I left one day from that facility and took a walk and came back and found the facility was full of homeless people. And I noticed I had to share my bed with 2 other people. They were old people and they were scared and elderly. Their family removed them from their homes too. At this point, family members are removing people that get on their nerves from their houses. No one's tolerating anyone or even caring. For these similar reasons, I noticed more beds with more people now in the room, and one lady was laying now on the end of my bed, and I wondered, did she have lice? But though how terrible for her that her life was, I looked up in amazement to the whole place turned into a homeless shelter. After I looked at her wondering if she had lice, I looked up and then the whole place turned to, I mean, like thousands of beds. And the whole place turned into a homeless shelter with men and women now. Thousands of people were in there. Then I noticed 2 black men begging, going from person to person, begging and starting arguments over money that they no longer had. No one had any money in there or anyone else. The majority of people there were elderly, disabled, and people that were on government assistance. But the black men got into a fist fight and everyone was frightened. I thought to myself, that black man on the right in front of me had a gun. Then he pulled out a gun and was going to shoot everyone. And the guy to my left said, "Don't do this." And he said, "You're right," and started to go rob the homeless people of all their belongings, all their jewelry. I hid my rings under my pillow and down in my pants real fast, pulled it off, and then tucked it in where my belt loop was underneath my pants, hiding it, and left on a smaller ring so as I wouldn't be a suspect that I was doing that. So then it was an amethyst ring with a cabochon ring and an amethyst ring, and started to pray. Then the man stopped. The minute I prayed, the man stopped. And the man on the left, then the facility served dinner. Now it was dinner time. They stopped all this. It was scary. All the stress stopped. So then it was dinner time, and it was a big, thick spaghetti noodles at this buffet, like how you have an old country buffet. It was like one of those. And they had spaghetti noodles and sauce, and I went to eat it in my bed, but the buffet server was in front of my face and was trying to eat, and I was trying to eat it if it was degrading. It felt degrading to eat these noodles, and out of my mouth there was like a spaghetti line to this, a spaghetti line like this, and a spaghetti line like that, and it was just like I was eating it off the plate that was still on top of this buffet that was being served up to me. And then the meatballs were to the right, and then I had the sense of like the loss, the creepiness over the whole situation. I was not comfortable. I felt degraded as a human being, how I was treated in this facility, and so did everyone else. So the noodles were coming from my mouth to the buffet server like the Bob Evans, and I'm going to repeat that again, and was with me, fingers breaking the noodles. So I'm trying to break these noodles with my fingers, and they were very sticky, horrible, stuck with a film on them, and the meatballs were being placed on it, and they had a strange substance on it that was like a lust. And I finally touched them, and then the sticky was horrible. I couldn't even deal with it, and both of my hands were full of this sticky, unknown substance. Then I woke up and forgot where I lived. I was fully awake, and I, for an instant, forgot where I lived, then realized where I was. So whatever your life, you think you can have it, like, so good, and you think it's bad, and something like this will happen to you, you will wish you had even your worst life, because this is symbolizing something bad is about to happen. And these 3 noodles coming out of my mouth to this spaghetti counter was just strange, and it was symbolic of like something to come, and a warning for even people like me. When I have dreams like this, I'm being warned too, just like you are. Anyone is susceptible at any given time for something bad to happen to them, or that they could fall away too. But then I was given this scripture to read about your family members, how people treat their family in these day and age. You think God's happy with it? I was told to read this to you. This is 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 8. But if anyone does not provide for his relatives, and especially for members of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. That's you call yourself a Christian, you won't let no one live with you, but then you want to make their life hell when they live with you because you feel entitled. This is my house. Your house should have belonged to God. You have no authority over a person that isn't mistreating you in your house. For you to be mistreating them under an authority of yours, that makes you what? A self-righteous evil person of Satan. And these are warnings to people. There's going to come a day when relatives will have to live with relatives. And can we get along? Because everyone's been living so wrong. It's about to get real soon. So I'm bringing these warnings to you. Could you live with your family member or a sick elderly family member and take care of them? Especially these people that are on video games all day, and grown adult people not even working. You can't take care of a sick relative or do a damn thing for them. Shame on you. That's not of God. And it states it right there. It would be better for you to be an unbeliever. He has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 8. So, are you respecting your family members, sick ones? Doesn't matter how old they are, young, old, parents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. Are you taking care of them? That's the question.